Hi there, welcome to Storytime with Miss Andrea, reading on behalf of the Clearview Library District. In yoga, like in everything else in life, there has to be some rules or some agreements. Can you stand up for me, please, and we'll go over our rules or our agreements for yoga? What does glue do? It sticks. Stompin' feet, 1 and 2, stompin' feet, 1 and 2, but if my feet were covered in glue, they'd stick to the glue, my darling. Our first agreement is we'll agree to stay on our own mats. Clapping hands, 1 and 2, clapping hands, 1 and 2, but if my hands were covered in glue, they'd stick to the glue, my darling. Our second agreement is we'll agree to keep our hands to ourselves. When our hands are at our heart like this, do you remember what that's called? It's called Namaste hands or Anjali Mudra. And Namaste is a really old word. Do you remember what that means? It means the light inside of me is also the light inside of you. What does that mean? It means we're all connected, so we should all be nice to each other. Let's have a seat on our mats, and we'll get our bodies warmed up for yoga. So we'll sit crisscross applesauce, and let's extend and stretch, extend and stretch, twist and turn, twist and turn. This is yoga. This is yoga. Om, sweet om, sweet om. Let's try that again. Let's extend and stretch, extend and stretch, twist and turn, twist and turn. This is yoga. This is yoga. Om, sweet om, sweet om. Fantastic. We have a book that is brand new to the library. This book is called If You Were the Night, or If You Were Night. Excuse me. It's by Marin Tivan and Kelly Poussette. If you were the night and you saw the moon, tiptoe past your window, would you nestle under the covers? Or would you stretch and rise and step out too? Let's stretch like the moon. So we'll sit still on our crisscross applesauce, excuse me, kitten, and we'll inhale our arms up to the sky and exhale, send one arm down and make a crescent moon shape with your hands. Fantastic. Inhale up and exhale to the other side. Inhale up, exhale down. Fantastic. If you saw the moon tiptoe past your window, would you nestle under the covers or would you stretch and rise? If you were the night and you heard a moth slurping, would you whisper, hush? Or would you lean in and sip the sweetness too? Let's see if I can make it a little bit lighter in here so we can see these pictures because they're really pretty. They're just very dark. So let's see. There we go. So that's a little better. So let's stay crisscross, or we'll stay on our bottoms, but this time we're going to put the soles or the bottoms of our feet together and we'll make butterfly or moth wings. And the butterflies fly through the day and the moths fly through the night. Well done. If you were night and you felt a quivering tail brush your ankle, would you freeze like a statue? Or would you skitter like a startled mouse too? So there's a bird that's hunting. And there's a startled mouse. Let's be mice on our mat. We'll come onto our knees, and then we'll fold our chests over our knees into our child's pose, making ourselves really small, and we'll hold our feet with our hands. And we'll say, squeak, 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 like a mouse. Let's try it. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Well done. If you were night and you heard a raccoon rooting and tussling, would you creep off unseen? Or would you sniff and sift through the riches too? So let's come onto our hands and our knees like a raccoon sniffing. And then we'll see if we can stretch our arms out long, but keep our hips up in the air. So we'll stretch our arms out and keep your hips and stretch like a raccoon that's sniffing through garbage or trash. Because that's yummy stuff to a raccoon, right? Fantastic. If you were night and you heard a frog bellow and another croak, would you hop away quickly? Or would you drum your heart's desire too? We'll come into our yoga squat. So we'll be flat on our feet with our toes pointing outwards. And we'll see if we can hop like a frog. Can we hop? Let's try that again. Ribbit. One more time. Ribbit. Fantastic. If you were night and you felt an otter splash, would you shrink from the cold, or would you dive in and let go of your worries? Let's come onto our bottoms with our feet flat or with our feet stretched out in front of us. And we'll dive like an otter. We'll inhale up, and then exhale, dive into the water. Once again, inhale up, and then exhale, dive forward. Well done. If you were night and you saw a spider scuttle and pull, would you sweep aside the trap? Or would you roll up your sleeves and stitch by starlight too? Let's come into our spider walk or our crab walk. So we're on our bottoms, feet flat on the floor, hands will come behind us, and we'll lift up and see if we can scuttle like a spider. Come back, and forth, and back. Nice job. If you were night and you saw an owl swoop from a branch, would you hide behind a shadow, or would you join the thrilling hunt too? So let's come onto our knees. And we'll sit up straight on our knees. We'll inhale, and then exhale, turn to the side and say, hoo, hoo. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn to the other side. Hoo, hoo. Nice job. If you were night and you saw me looking and listening, would you ask a question? What question do you think the deer wants to ask? Are you safe? Will you be nice to me? Maybe. Or would you stand still and listen to the coyote howling or the bat flapping? Let's come on to our bellies. And we'll stretch our legs out behind us. And our hands are right underneath our shoulders. And we'll lift up and we'll howl like a coyote. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, lift up. Ow! come back down. Try that one more time. We'll get ready. Lift up. Oh! Nice job. You saw the owl striking and the mouse, the itty-bitty mouse, squeaking. If you were night and all around was quiet and all around was growing bright, would you stay up to taste a drop of morning dew? Or would you close your tired eyes and let the nightness carry you too? What are you doing? If you were night, what would you do? The end. Let's come into those breaths that we learned last week. So we're going to inhale for 3 counts and then exhale for 4. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Exhale 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that again. Inhale for 3, 2, 3. Exhale for 4. 1, 3. One last time. Inhale for 3. And then exhale for 4. Fantastic. Now is a good time for a Shavasana or a guided meditation. But first we'll bring our hands up to the sky. We'll touch our thumbs and pinkies together, say the word peace. Touch our ring finger and thumbs together, say the word begins. Touch our middle finger and thumbs together, say the word with. And our pointer and thumbs together, say the word me. It goes peace begins with me. If that's really hard, you can do this. Peace begins with me. Bring your hands down a little bit lower. Say it a little bit quieter. Peace begins with me. Bring your hands down a little bit lower. Say it in a whisper. Peace begins with me. Bring your hands all the way to your knees. Say it silently to yourself. Bring your hands to your heart. Repeat after me. The light inside of me is also the light inside of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me tonight. I hope you have good dreams. I hope to see you soon.